Hello, this is a houseplant tour. Today is September 1st, and this is pretty much my plant room. I usually work here after school, and yeah. So I'll just go from here. This is a mint Addisoniae. I got it as a 2-leaf. It only had this leaf and this, and this leaf is super variegated. And then the new leaf looks to be really variegated as well, so I'm excited for that. I got this as part of a trade for a Monstera Addisoniae node. And it's currently over here because I thought it had spider mites. I saw like one tiny bug on it and I wasn't sure, so I treated it. But it's been like a week and I haven't seen anything since, and I've checked it every day. Here, this is a Monstera Elbow. It was the bottom cut to my mother plant, so I cut it here. There is a growth point here, and I believe there's another one along here. But this is a gift from my friend, so I'm kind of just keeping it, and that's why it's still in soil. This is another Monstera Elbow. This is one of the first plants I got. I think this was like the second or third plant I got actually. So yeah, I kind of jumped into it real early. It didn't do anything for the longest time, but it's finally got roots and a growth point. And this all started pretty recently. Like, it had a tiny growth point, but no roots for like 2 months. And so yeah, I just have it in leca, water propagating on the windowsill. This is a variegated Rafadora Tetrosperma, and it's just growing. Nothing interesting about it yet, so we'll see how it does, but it's really cool. That's another Monstera Elbow. There's no roots to it. It just grew a leaf. Yeah. But it's got good variegation, so, and the leaf is really big for the first leaf. I guess I'll show this one next. This is the other Monstera Elbow. So I got this and that together as a 1-leaf cutting. This one, the leaf kind of rotted and fell off, and I just ended up cutting the leaf off and propagating it as a wet stick, and it grew this leaf out, and you can see this leaf is so much smaller than the chunk, but it's got beautiful variegation, and the second leaf is coming. It did have a second node, but that node rotted, and you can see that this side is a little bit worse than the other side. The callus just, I tried to let it callus, but for some reason it keeps trying to rot, but right now it seems to have stopped. This is a Monstera Addisoniae. I lost the mother leaf to it, and then it kind of grew back from where the mother leaf fell off. It didn't grow from the node for some reason, and so I ended up trading that node for a few of the plants, one of them being the mint one. And so yeah, now that one has a second leaf as well, and there's 2 extra nodes. There's one right there, and there's a small one on the other side. And so that stays on my windowsill. Usually the blinds are up and the window is like half up, so it gets a lot of the temperature from outside because it's pretty warm here right now. This is a Variegated node. When I got it, it was pretty small, and so it's definitely grown, but yeah, it's still got a long ways to go. There are great roots on it though. This is a Monsterous Dandeliona, and yeah, this was another one of the traded plants. So just waiting for those to grow. Honestly, I don't know what these are. They came with different plants. I bought a Allocation Adora, and one of these was next to it, and then I also got an Adora, and another one was next to it. So I just stuck these two seedlings together. If they turn out to be weeds, that's fine. They're cute right now. This is an Epipremnum Panatum Elbow. I got it as a rooted cutting. The roots rotted, so I water rooted it in leca because I originally had it in soil. And then now the roots are pretty good. But there's not too much variegation on it, so I'm just going to let it keep growing and see how well it does. And this is another Monstera Elbow. I don't know why these ones are curling so badly in like this. There is what looks to be like a new leaf coming right there. But we'll see. This one has a lot of sectoral variegation with like marble. Yeah. And this one has great roots as well, but I think it's spending a lot more time trying to build the root system up than making new leaves yet. This is another Monstera Elbow. So this is a mid-cut. It was the leaf right above this one. It's pretty much a non-variegated leaf. This, I believe, was sun damage. However, the node, I put cakey paste on it, but the node does have variegation on it, and it is fully rooted. So I'm kind of just having it here and seeing what will grow out of it. This is a Snow Queen pothos. Some of the leaves are whiter than others, like this one's pretty white, but then the new growth has come in really yellow. I'm hoping if I give it more sunlight that it will turn back to white, but we'll see. It's a pretty minty looking Snow Queen. But yeah, I have it next to the window and we'll see. This was given to me as a cutting by a friend, and since then I've cut it into multiple plants and it's just been growing. This is my Thai Constellation. I've had it for almost a month now, maybe a little more than a month. But yeah, it came propagating in perlite. I switched it over to leca. You can see the new leaf coming right there. And I'll show you the roots, but the roots are pretty good. I have it pretty much still propagating in water. Oops, spilled some. But yeah, it just sits here. And this shelf is pretty much where I hold my pots and extra leca. This is a Maiden hair fern. It's one of my newest acquisitions, but she's very pretty. And I finally have a plant to put on this second shelf. I do have her in soil just because it's easier for the ferns, and all of my research I don't know, just decided to keep her in soil. And yeah, so then now I'll do the top shelf. This is my Anthurium Warrior Queen. I got her as a 3-leaf rehab. I believe she has a new leaf coming, but this was her newest, or is her newest leaf, and it's pretty perfect. And it's quite big. These were the earlier leaves. Those spots are due to fungal or bacteria damage from too much humidity. But yeah, they haven't spread and they haven't done anything, so I've just been keeping them there. I just need to make sure that there's no water droplets on this plant. Yeah, this is an Allocation Adora. All the newest leaves are all here, but the original leaves it came in, there were 2 leaves, and they have both since dropped off. And this was the first leaf in my care. It's very small, but it's still here. Yep, this is a string of hearts. I don't know how well string of hearts do in LECA, but I just saw today that there's new growth on this one. Nothing yet on the rest. So these are still propagating. They do have roots, they're just really small. This is a Syngonium Batik. I got it as a free cutting, and it's been doing pretty well. It grows really quickly. So yeah, there is a new leaf coming, very barely, and it's already got the pretty pattern. So I'm very excited about this one. This is a Florida Beauty. It is rooted, but it was rooting in moss, and I just transitioned it into LECA. The new leaf looks to be pretty good. It's like a half-half variegation. But we'll see when it actually comes out. And there's an extra node right there. So yeah, this one I just got today. This is an El Chaco. You can see there's a new leaf about to push out, but it is a rooted chunk, and I have it in LECA as well. It was in moss, and I just washed the moss off. I don't know if we can see the roots, but yep, this is a El Chaco. This is a Pink Princess. I got this for really cheap because it was reverted, but then the first leaf in my care popped out was this one, and then I accidentally broke the second leaf, so that's this, but it did have more pink than this. And then the third leaf is right there, but we'll see when it actually comes out. But the root system on this is pretty good. It's been growing quite nicely, and it's got pink roots, so that's pretty cool. This is my Syngonium Elbow. This was the first house plant that I bought, and this was the first leaf, so it's pretty old now. I propagated it because I was really liking these top leaves, and I wanted a new plant where these were the bottom of it. So this is my bottom cut, and I'm kind of excited to see what the new one will look like. But the roots on these are great. They really grow super fast. Yeah, so this is the top cut. It's these 3 leaves, which look so pretty. That one's fully white. And then there's the newest leaf. And then I also had 4 mid cuts, but I gave 3 of them to my friend, and she's trading me a philodendron brandy and a melano. And yeah, this is the last mid cut I have, so I will have 3 plants, and I'm gonna put them together to make a fuller pot. And then back here, this is my Calathea. When I got her, she was pretty small. Like this was one of her original leaves. These taller ones were her original leaf. And then in my care, she's put out a lot of new leaves, and I love how pink they are. But yeah, and then you can see a new leaf coming right there as well. So yeah, that's super exciting. This is my Monstera Addisoniae Variegated. So pretty much the same as that one, but this one is much bigger. This is like the most recent leaf that it has, and it's pretty much all white minus the strip of green in the middle. The leaf before that was pretty nicely variegated. And this is the newest leaf where it looks mostly green, but you can see that there's white there. So I'll have to see when it actually comes out. And I recently transferred all of these into LECA, but you can see the water roots are amazing. So this one transitioned very easily. This, I didn't have space, so I stuck these two plants here. This is a Maiken's cutting that I put here. And the original leaf I gave to my friend because there was 2 more nodes on it and she's gonna propagate it. So I just kept the 1 node, and this was the first leaf that there's a little bit of damage from me messing with it. And there is, I think, the second leaf. This is a variegated burl marks. And the next leaf is right here. And we'll see how that does. This is an Allocation Adora from NSC Tropicals. When I got it, it was just this leaf, which is the oldest leaf, and this leaf. So when I first got it, this leaf hadn't hardened off yet. But now it is. It looks like there is a little bit of watering issues here, but yeah. This is the newest leaf, which is gorgeous. It's hardened off now. And then I transferred her to Leca like a week ago, and you can see the roots have adapted. And since then, there's a new leaf about to pop out, which is variegated. So that is exciting. And then we put this here. This is a Gloriosa. So I got it as a 2-leaf rooted plant, and then this was the leaf that was unfurling during shipping, and so there was a little bit of damage, but for the most part, it's a very cute leaf. It really hasn't transitioned into water roots that well yet. It's still working on it. So it still has the soil roots, but we will see. So this one's been pretty slow to transition, but it's really pretty, so I hope it does well. And then this is my last plant. This is the mother plant to this elbow and that one. There was also another mid-cut, but I sold that. And so those were the bottom cuts, and then this was the next leaf. And so it likes to do this like every other, where it's like it'll have low variegation and then more, and then another low variegation and then more. So yeah, this is the newest leaf. It's very cute. It's got the most fenestrations. Like this has 1, this is 3, and this has 4. So it's very cute. And I had it water propping before I cut it, and so you can see the sphagnum moss that's kind of left on it, but they are growing new roots right there, and it's already been pretty well adapted to the water. I also have a really janky setup for the next water root that's right over here, but you can see that it's growing pretty well. And then there's another aerial root over here that I'm trying to see if I can get a water root to grow out of. That's why this one has so much plastic around it. But I think I will be trying not to cut this mother plant anymore. So I just want her to grow great water roots, and then I'll move her out of this leca jar when she has too many roots for it, and move her into a bigger jar. But yeah, there is a new leaf coming out. Let me see if I can. Oops, dropped a leca piece. But there is a new leaf coming out. Right here. So that's the newest leaf. It looks to be pretty variegated, so I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like. And yeah. So those are my plants, and I hope you enjoyed.